Today we're going to be making cake pops, and they're a lot easier than you think. All you're going to need is cake. When I took this out of the pan, I actually made this. When I took it out of the pan, it kind of just crumbled, but that's okay because we're going to crumble it into pieces anyways. And if you have any rough edges, not necessarily burnt, just like rough edges, you're going to want to cut those off. And then you're going to need a large mixing bowl, a smaller bowl, microwave safe because you're going to want to, that's what we're melting our candy melts in. So you'll need chocolate candy melts, lollipop sticks, frosting, some sprinkles, a spatula, and a spoon. Okay, so I put my cake on on a cutting board. I mean, you can keep it in your pan too, but then you're just gonna like take some and put it into your bowl. You don't really need to crumble it into pieces yet. We're gonna do that in the bowl. Just kind of take chunks of it. Okay, so I got all my cake into my bowl, and I'm just going to take my hands and try to crumble it into really small crumbs, kind of. Okay, so I got all my cake into my bowl, and I'm just going to take my hands and try to crumble it into really small crumbs, kind of. Okay, so I crumbled it into tiny crumbs, and then I have my frosting. And I'm just going to take my spoon and I'm going to do 1 scoop of frosting and stir that together with my spatula. Okay, so I'm going to put another scoop of frosting and I'm going to stir that with my spatula, and I'm just going to keep adding scoops of frosting until it has a good packing consistency. Okay, now I added a good amount of frosting and I stirred it pretty good until I couldn't see any white. And I have a pretty packy texture. And I'm just gonna take a little bit, you could like about 1 tablespoon maybe, but I'm kind of just going free-handed. And then I have a ball. I'm gonna take one of my popsicle sticks or my candy sticks, and I'm just gonna stick it onto it like this. Okay, so I'm making my last one, which is kind of big, so I'm going to take a tiny bit off. And then I'm going to make my very last one. Okay, so I put the cake pops over on the counter, and we're going to melt our chocolate. So I'm taking my small bowl and my candy melts, and I'm opening one bag. I don't even know if I'll need the other one yet, but I got it just in case. I'm gonna pour the chocolates into the bowl and do 30-second increments. Okay, so I did one, but it kind of fell apart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my cake pop and make it back into a ball. And I'm gonna take my stick. I'm gonna dip a tiny bit of the frosting, and then I'm gonna stick it in. And then as the frosting dries, it will stay on and it won't go slipping off. And then dip it into your frosting, and just kind of swirl it around and try to shake off the extra. Okay, so I don't really know if you could tell, but in the time lapse, well anyways, my cake pops were falling apart for me when I put them into the chocolate. So what I did is I put it on a baking tray, a tray with some wax paper, and I put it in the freezer for about half an hour. And it seems to be working better. So I'm just dipping it in chocolate, and then and then once I put it, if you want, like, just dip it in the sprinkles, it turns out like this. I mean, if you want that many sprinkles, you can, but I don't, it just makes it really crunchy, and I don't like my cake pops crunchy, so like, just a couple sprinkles on top like this, just like sprinkle them on. I think it will taste a lot better. So I'm just gonna do it to this one. Okay, so this is what it looks like when they're done. So please hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below, and bye.